thank you for being here. I'm Nikki Maduro, and that face over there is Kim McAllister.
Hi.
Hit that subscribe button and make sure you click the thumbs up as well. We have a fun show. I will explain why Kamala Harris is being called a brat and why, my friend, that is apparently a good thing. And if you don't understand why, you may just be a little bit of the older generation. All right, so Kim McAllister, do you know what a brat is? It is
Are you
not
talking about like a military brat?
No.
Are you talking about bananas, rice, and toast, like the brat diet? No? Are you talking about a rotten little kid?
No.
No?
Okay, do you know who Charlie XCX is?
No.
So she's a singer. She's British, okay? She has a new album out. It was released back in June. If I played you a song, which I can't do because YouTube will ding me, okay?
Sure.
She has a new album and it's called Brat, okay? And I love this. I'm going to play you. And I'm only going to play it for you because remember back when the internet started and I think it was the Today Show and they were trying to explain like emails with the @ symbol. And it sounded really old. Remember that? Okay. Yeah. So this is kind of like a hearkening back to them trying to define something. Not exactly the same, but kind of. So this is a group of semi-older because Caitlin Collins is on it, but I even think Caitlin Collins may even be a little bit too old. Maybe not, but I don't know how old Caitlin Collins is. Trying to define the term brat. Okay, so here we go.
Brat. You're just that girl who is a little messy and likes to party and maybe says some dumb things sometimes, end quote.
So is the idea that we're all kind of brat and Vice President Harris is brat? I don't know
if you're brat. I think you aspire to be brat.
Right.
Okay? You don't just become brat.
Oh, okay.
You have to try.
Right. Work at it.
I will aspire to be brat. I will aspire. But I mean, the point is that she is, whether it's her or some very clever people who work for her, going right for them in a language of their own that apparently nobody at this table speaks.
To quote another generation.
Except for you, because you think you're
maybe
23.
This is your
you
generation.
Think you're 23.
She's going to
I'm the closest.
You're a millennial. Take it easy.
So even Caitlin Collins, apparently, according to Jake Tapper, is too old. So basically, brat, she had a little bit of the definition right. So Charlie XCX kind of shuns the clean girl aesthetic, kind of that preppy look. It's she doesn't want it. She wants to be like real. According to her, it's a real feeling, getting stuff done, human being, to kind of push stuff away, right? And she does say in this quote, in this article in Vanity Fair, what CNN quoted: "You're just that girl who's a little messy, maybe says some dumb things sometimes, who feels herself, but then also maybe has a breakdown, but parties through it. It's an honest, blunt, and a little bit volatile. That's brat," which I think is just kind of more of a real person. Like, sometimes I'm going to say things that may not be perfect. I'm going to be a little bit messy. I'm going to be a little bit not perfect. I'm not going to have this clean girl, polished up image, which Kamala Harris isn't calling herself brat. Charlie XCX called Kamala brat. Now,
I don't see it. I don't think Kamala Harris is a little messy. I think she's very polished. Okay. I don't think she often speaks out of turn. I don't think she's a big partier.
Well, Kamala Harris, I think the reason why she might want to just not shun the thing is what we were talking about yesterday with your friend, saying that she dances a little bit. I think it's more, she doesn't mind laughing loudly. She doesn't mind talking and getting down with the people that she's familiar with. Does that make sense?
Having confidence to be oneself.
Exactly. Like she went to a historically Black college. She doesn't mind getting down with her sorority sisters, kind of, speaking in a certain way when she's comfortable with her community, those sorts of things. Let me just tell you, it's already caught on. Can I just show you? It's already. So the brat color also by Charlie XCS is this kind of gross green, bright green, because it's not supposed to be
puce.
This clean girl.
It's puce. Yeah.
It just says Kamala on it. As they call themselves, the gays are already on it. There's already a picture in San Francisco, crop top, gay pride flags and this Kamala green shirt. They are on it very, very quickly. So Kamala would be extremely smart to not shun it. Here's the picture of it. Hold on, let me show you the picture of them. They move fast. Yeah. There's this. This is on Fire Island, which I'm not quite sure where that is.
It's in New York. It's where the deers go.
So this is in New York.
Frolic in the beach and the ocean.
Okay, so this is the tweet from Michael Del Moro. I don't know who that is, but it says, Brat Kamala shirts already on Fire Island. The gays move so fast. So you could see them in the background right there because they're extremely bright, which is really also smart because you don't even need to see what it says. As long as you see these bright green shirts, you know they're for Kamala. Right?
It's kind of like a red MAGA hat. You know what's happening from a ways away. You can see who's coming.
Yeah. Exactly. So it's genius. It is genius.
My husband has a red baseball cap and it has Mickey Mouse on the front.
Oh, geez.
It's just a little teeny tiny Mickey, like a tiny Mickey embroidered on the front. And I'm like, you can't be wearing that around anymore because people see you from the back and they think,
you're wearing a MAGA hat, right? You're wearing a MAGA hat. Now, there's another thing that you, when I saw this, because I forgot about the speech that she gave. And when I initially saw the words or the emoji, I was like, oh, they're not going there, right? Like I thought that it had to do with race. The coconut tree, a meme.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what the hell are they saying? Now, I'm going to play you a little clip and this was of a speech that Kamala Harris had given, which is really funny because I was at first concerned about it. And then my concern literally relates to the actual quote that she's given. And it's just a quick 10-second quote right here. Hold on.
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree? You exist in the context of all in which you lived and what came before you.
So that's a very, very short clip of a speech that she was giving that her mother would tell her. Like, what did you think? You just fell out of a coconut tree? You live in the context of everything around you and your culture and your history and everything around you. And it was a great speech that she has given. And there's a great San Francisco article. I think they just posted it today. Or yesterday about it. And so I urge all of you to read it. I'll put it in the show notes as well. But it just goes to show, you see things, right? Like a coconut tree emoji. And you're like, oh my God, they're making some sort of race baited joke because she's part Jamaican, right? And it's not. It's to talk about, you need to put things into context because not everybody just is the moment in which you see her or him or whatever. And so I just thought that was really, really kind of cool. And it also goes and ties into the Brat meme as well. Every time you see, Kamala Harris, she isn't just the attorney general or the senator or everything. She is the culmination of the years of experience that also includes the vice presidency. So when you want to talk, does she have the experience? Does she, is she just a diversity hire? No, she is not. She's the culmination of all of her hard ass work to get her to this moment in history. And if she gets the nomination, I think obviously that everybody should vote for her.
You know what sucks? And I think it's very racist. Is much like Barack Obama, there's already a call to look into her ancestry.
I know, it's so stupid.
And to question her citizenship, which is ridiculous just because her parents may have been born somewhere else. She was born in Oakland, California in 1964.
Exactly.
And so to question her citizenship it's a no-go. And I feel like anyone who does that is racist.
Obviously. But Donald Trump is racist. Period.
It's like saying you're foreigners and you don't belong here.
Anybody with brown skin, all of a sudden you're questioning whether or not they're an American citizen. It is so blatant. And I would hope that JD Vance, right, would not do that given the ethnicity of his own freaking wife. Now, let's talk about JD Vance. I was teasing this yesterday. He is no Donald Trump. So this was at a rally. And I don't know what the hell, the before and after. This is only it's less than 30 seconds, so I'll play it for you. And he's bombing at this. I don't know why he's talking about this, but we were just talking about race, so it actually perfectly ties in. But he's just and I know this is my politics showing. You guys can totally disagree with me. I don't think the dude's charismatic at all.
It is the weirdest thing to me. Democrats say that it is racist to believe, well, they say it's racist to do anything. I had a Diet Mountain Dew yesterday and one today. I'm sure they're going to call that racist too, but it's good. I love you guys.
Awkward.
Like, I just don't find him to be very charismatic. He's he needs to work on it. I'll be fair. He just got thrusted into this whole thing. It has to be extremely nerve-wracking, right?
Yeah,
like,
he's a politician. He should be used to standing up and making speeches. And he's laughing like wasting time because he doesn't know what to say.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like JD Vance. I don't like what he wants to do with women, right? Specifically, it's really frightening how he views women, in the workplace, and especially because of Donald Trump's age. When we want to talk about next in line, I don't want a Vance presidency. I don't think anybody should want a Vance presidency, and it's absolutely frightening. So if I had to, just think about what's to come, a JD Vance, he's absolutely ridiculous. And not only that, the fact that he has kind of gone wherever the wind blows regarding Trump being a never Trumper, and then all of a sudden he wants to, win a Senate seat, and so then all of a sudden he is for Trump, and now all of a sudden he's going to carry the water for Trump. It's just absolutely ridiculous, and I just don't think he's going to be obviously successful for Donald Trump, because I think that Donald Trump is definitely going to lose. Let's see. JD Vance is a major advocate of this guy, menstrual surveillance, local cops having the right to pull OBGYN records to see who and who is not having their period and who might be planning a trip to an abortion right state. So he's all for that kind of legislation, apparently. He's just a weirdo. I don't know, man. JD Vance does frighten me. And I think that if he had a debate with Kamala Harris, he would not do well. He would not do well.
Well, given what we just saw, no. And now she has a lot more experience when you talk about standing up behind a microphone and just letting it go. Yeah. I don't think she's the kind of person who needs to have, given her courtroom experience and her political experience, she doesn't necessarily need to have a teleprompter. She could just go for it, right? And I don't know if he's that experienced yet.
Sorry, my dog is barking.
Nugget, okay. I hear him. Hey, Nugget. What's up, Nugget?
Exactly. Okay, so now let's move over to the GOP, more for the GOP, and their call for unity. This is Ohio Senator George Lang. This was at a Trump-Vance 2024 rally this week. Now, just listen to what this guy has to say. I want to share this for you in just a minute. Again, the call for unity. Keep in mind, the call for unity, the attempted assassination attempt on Donald Trump. Yeah. And again, January 6th, because what this guy said, and really the moment he got on stage, is absolutely shameful. Here we go.
Trump and Butler County's JD Vance are the last chance to save our country politically. I'm afraid if we lose this one, it's going to take a civil war to save the country, and it will be saved. It's the greatest experiment in the history of mankind. And if we come down to a civil war, I'm glad we got people like Schmitty and the Bikers for Trump on our side.
So George Lang goes on X, and he says, the remarks I made earlier today at a rally in Middletown do not accurately reflect my views. I regret the divisive remarks I made in the excitement of the moment on stage, especially in light of the assassination attempt on President Trump last week. We should all be mindful of what is said at political events, myself included. Is that statement enough? No,
I can't.
It's not enough.
No.
It's not enough. I mean, go back at that rally. Go back at that rally. Every single rally you go and just be like, I apologize. I mean, it's so disingenuous to stand in front of, I don't know how many people were at that rally. Let's just say 1,000 people. I don't know how many were at the rally. All of those people say what you said and then go on X. And I don't know how many people let me see. Let's see how many people actually follow this dude, right? And all these people, 2,611 people follow this state senator on X. That's it. That's all the people that follow him on X. So that's who saw your written statement. How many people went on to that rally? How many people shared that video? It's absolutely dangerous. And then they wonder why we blame the GOP for the divisiveness in this country. That's why. That's why. I don't know. It's so frustrating, Cam.
I mean,
I
guess I'm just not surprised.
I mean, yeah, but again, it's calling for a civil war, given what we saw on January 6th, given what we know about Project 2025.
They mean it. We've heard it from Steve Bannon. He's used inflammatory language, calling for a civil war. What is it? Knife to the bone or knife to the tooth or whatever it is.
Whatever,
the language that we've heard them use this language, try to stir up trouble. What if Trump doesn't win? Legitimately doesn't win. And Kamala Harris does.
Yeah.
Wipes the floor with the guy. What's going to happen? Are they going to swoop into the Capitol again?
Right. I mean, what I would hope, and again, can you imagine if Trump tried it again? Like if Trump loses, which obviously we all hope he does, and he tries the same nonsense again. I honestly don't think that he can. It would have to be ridiculous, right? I mean, it would have to be ridiculous.
There are people stupid enough and angry enough to do it.
I just feel that's why I'm so concerned with stuff like that, is then all of a sudden, all of these people hear words like civil war, right? And take down all of these departments and all of these safeguards that we have in this country. And it's ridiculous. And then you have a party, and I'm talking about the Republican Party, that just kowtow to whatever Donald Trump says, even when they know he's lying. That's what drives me crazy, is they know he's full of shit. You know what I mean? Like, you know he's full of crap, and yet they continue to just nod. Just keep
these
nodding.
Are people that are not thinkers. They're not real thinkers. and I say this because we've seen the evidence that he wants to basically wad up the Constitution of the United States and use it for toilet paper, right? So if that should be like patriotism 101.
Right.
That's what this country is. You can say, oh, don't bend a knee to the flag. And those are symbols. We are based on the Constitution. So if you have a guy who's basically disregarding it at every turn, as if it doesn't apply to him, then you're not a thinker.
Exactly. I mean, and also, if you can't abide by the oaths that you take, then why should you be trusted, to lead the country? Donald Trump violated the oath he took, and he actually told us he was going to violate it during the debates, right? Like he said, I don't know if I'm going to do it. He told us, like, if anything, Donald Trump completely projected the type of person he was going to be. That I could shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue and they'd still freaking vote for me. Literally told us. And Hillary Clinton was right about all of it. Literally told us. And we just were too freaking blind to believe it. So hopefully, I firmly believe we're not going to make the same mistake. All right. I don't know.
So I really hope that even if you still don't like either candidate, you're motivated by something. Whether it's the belief in the Constitution, the belief in this country, the belief in the ability to have reproductive rights, the ability to have our kids go to a school where religion isn't crammed down their throat, the separation of church and state, whatever it is that motivates you to get up off the couch and vote, it's so important. It's so important.
It really,
and there are people
really
that
is.
Disregard it. There are people who think, oh, no, that's not true. No,
It is true. It is true. I just feel like, oh, hold on. I just saw this video come up, and I'm going to play it.
Do we have to watch it? Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, let's play it. I think we're going to hear a video of Joe Biden, and I think it's just over the phone because some people are saying that Joe Biden's dead. That's why we're not seeing him.
No, he's not.
He has COVID, people, and that's why he's not around. But I think that
it's probably not going to sound very good because he has COVID, right?
Let's
just temper that.
Let's see if we can see this. Hold on. Here we go. Hold on. Da, 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 da.
It is so good to hear our president's voice. Joe, I know you're still on the call, and we've been talking every day. You guys heard it from Doug's voice. We love Joe and Jill. We really do. They truly are like family to us. And everybody here does.
It's mutual.
I knew you were still there. You're not going anywhere, Joe.
I'm watching you, kid. I love you.
I love you, Joe.
Aww. See, I mean, it just gets me all misty. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. You know, do you think Donald freaking Trump would ever do that for your country? Never. Never in a million freaking years. And that's why the Democratic Party is better than the Republican Party. I don't know. I mean, it's so, I'm not saying all Republicans. I'm not saying all Republicans. Yeah. I'm just saying these Republicans that, you know, not all of them, just the ones that just can't speak truth to power, the ones that just let Donald Trump spew lies and spew hate and spew BS because they think this one issue that they care about is above all else. And they put this before the rest of the country and they don't care. And it's just total, complete BS. And I said it before and I'll say it again. Joe Biden has put this entire country, Republicans, independents, and Democrats before himself. And I don't know of any other person that would be able to do something like that. And it just gets me so choked up. And yeah,
it's, God. I hear you. It's selfless versus selfish.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Oh my God, that man. All right. One last video to show how asinine Republicans are.
I wish I could hug you.
With a guy I also can't particularly stand, which is Bill Maher. But I love that he calls out Republican BS in front of a Republican. Here is Byron Donalds. Who's another guy that just sits there and he doesn't really say much in this clip, but Bill Maher, who I don't agree with often, but I agree with Bill Maher calling out literally what I was just talking about, which is like, dude, Donald Trump is just full of shit. Like, come on.
Bother me about him. I know no politician is perfect. I can let a lot of shit go.
Right.
But one, he doesn't concede elections. That's always going to be a deal breaker for me. Does not concede elections and has gotten all you guys to pretend that they won the last election. Two, he just lies. Like he doesn't even care or know what he's lying about. I have a list just from last night. The election was stolen. No, it wasn't. Crime is up. Crime is down. Worst inflation ever. It's been 23. It's 3. The people coming, illegals have killed hundreds of thousands of Americans. 107% of new jobs went to illegal aliens. I mean, you were in the hall. You heard this shit. It doesn't bother you that he just, whatever he thinks should be the reality is the reality that he then espouses, even though you know it's not. That doesn't
What he
bother
talks about is what Americans are feeling every single day, no matter what city in the country you're talking about.
So facts don't matter.
Inflation.
So facts don't matter. And then Byron Donalds, and I didn't mean to cut him off there. That's just where the video ended. He's talking about the inflation that people feel. And we talked about this earlier today. Sure. I get it that your can of Coca-Cola, right? I'm just using this as an example. Coca-Cola costs, and I'm throwing numbers out. I don't know. These are not accurate. Let's say it costs 25% more. Blame Coca-Cola. Blame Coca-Cola. Yep. Like stop buying the narrative that they're not making record profits. Stop. You guys need to stop not believing in capitalism. We live in a capitalistic society. If they have lived at a price where you've gotten used to paying $5 for something you used to pay $2 for, why would they drop it back down to $2? Why? They're not going to.
The answer
You're going to continue
Nikki,
to play Joe Biden.
And they
won't.
That's right.
So stop. And it's and it pisses me off so much because you have to look at all these things. So anyways, I can go over and over and over again. It just
prices were going
crazy.
up and people were saying, oh, well, we have to charge you more for the mayonnaise because the price is to buy the stuff to make the mayonnaise and the price of gas to transport the mayonnaise all costs way. Well, when the price of gas goes down, guess what doesn't go down?
Yeah.
The mayonnaise.
Exactly.
Or whatever.
No, I understood, when we couldn't ship things over here, I understood it, right?
Yeah.
I understood the supply chain issues. That's all fixed, MFers. Yeah. Like that's fixed. Now it's just price gouging and you keep paying for it. So stop buying it. You know what? Start coupon clipping. Start buying the generic brands. Start doing that because then you'll tell the name brands that you're not going to buy their crap anymore for the higher prices.
Shop
but what you're not doing. Yeah, exactly. Stop buying the name brands, and then the name brands will be like, crap, they're going to buy the cheaper brands unless we lower our prices. Show them that, but you don't. You buy the name brands because some of you just would have to buy the name brands, and then you want to complain and blame Joe Biden, and that's your prerogative. But my friends, you are wrong. You are wrong. You are wrong. You are wrong. All right.
But you see, when he was asked about, do facts just not matter? Do you just do you just stand in there? All he has to say is, oh, well, that's what people really think. Why do people really think that? Because you all keep lying about it. Because the more you say dumb stuff that has absolutely no evidence and facts, the more people believe it, no matter what it is.
Exactly. It's not the facts. It's how you feel. It's not the facts. And there is some truth to that, right? You keep telling people how they're supposed to feel. They're still feeling that way. But anyways, all right. I love Joe Biden. He's the best
reality.
person. Exactly. Exactly. That's our show. Click the thumbs up button. Show your support that way. And if you can, please donate to our Patreon just by going to thenikkimadoroshow.com. Thenikkimadoroshow.com. Our Patreon link is right there. And a reminder, starting on Thursday, next Thursday, not this week, next week, this show will be live at 5 o'clock. So pop your bottles. Join us at 5 o'clock as we go over that week's news. Every single Thursday night, you'll see our mugs. We'll be getting a little tipsy, or we won't. Join us with mocktails. Join us from your AA meeting. I don't care what you do. But anyways, join us on Thursdays. Support us also through PayPal, paypal.com. Hit the send button and put in our email address, thenikkimadoroshow@gmail.com. And also support our sponsor, Auntie Tabby's Island Flavors. Use the coupon code NICKKIM, NIKKIM. Get 10% off every time you order the guava barbecue sauce or the hot sauces of hibiscus and pineapple flavors. They're absolutely delicious. And thanks for everyone that buys them. All right, guys, we will see you back here tomorrow. Take care of yourself and each other. Bye-bye.
Nikki, you're all so awesome. Miss Brown, like a beautiful blossom. You're also the best. I really can't rest. You're all so awesome.
Wow. Okay.